Keep up to date with the latest news and information from Propertymark.
Welcome to Propertymark, Paul. So lots to cover off, as frankly it's been a property sector whirlwind over the last few weeks. We have the Renters' Rights Bill literally running towards the finish line, and we have an announcement from the government. They have their sights set on regulation and qualification within the property sector, as well as an overhaul in the buying and selling process. In addition, the autumn budget is only a matter of weeks away, and lots of discussion on what might be in the pipeline regarding stamp duty for those in England and Northern Ireland. And Reach UK are on the hunt for their 2026 cohort. If you want to know more, stay there, and in less than 5 minutes you'll have all the details you need. So let's hit go on all this.
Propertymark.
So the Renters' Rights Bill, after what has been a pretty rapid journey through Westminster all up, having started its journey little over a year ago on the 11th of September 2024, is getting ever closer to royal assent. So last Wednesday we saw what was officially called a consideration of Commons amendments and or reasons, which included discussion on relet periods should a property be let for sale, and pet deposits, to name a few. Now the bill now needs to pass one more vote in the House of Commons before becoming law, which is officially called a consideration of Lord's message. Then it's a case of watch out for a date for royal assent, and then it becomes law. And it's vitally important to be ready for action once this happens. You can check up and get further details and resources at propertymark.co.uk.
We are Propertymark.
So way back in 2019, we first started to hear the phrase ROPA, which of course stands for the Regulation of Property Agents. To give you a little bit of a history on this, there was an initial working group that included many sector stakeholders, including Propertymark, to help drive the concept forwards. The plan was to develop advice to government on a model for an independent property agent regulator, including how it will operate and how it will enforce compliance. Also a system of minimum entry requirements and continuing professional development for property agents, to name a few objectives that were looked into. And the important thing here is to credit just how complicated and wide-ranging such an ambition is to bring to life. And of course we've now seen a change in government since that idea was first mentioned. However, what we have now seen is the Housing Secretary Steve Reed announced plans to consult with the property industry on a mandatory code of practice, with Nathan Emerson, Propertymark's own CEO, stating Propertymark keenly welcome wide-ranging consultation regarding the introduction of regulation and proposed minimum qualifications for estate agents in the UK and letting agents across England. In addition, there was also an announcement regarding a new ambition to reform the home buying and selling process, with a clear focus on digitisation, better transparency and strong consumer protection. As we head towards the close of 2025 and fly into 2026, the property sector is going to be even more aligned with conversation that truly does steer the future. We'll keep you updated at every twist and turn as it happens.
We are Propertymark.
So the autumn budget draws ever closer, and it's always a moment that many people hit pause in their life just to wait and see what changes there are and how it might affect them personally. One crucial aspect for the housing sector and for those who live in England and Northern Ireland is what might be mentioned regarding stamp duty. Now, no one knows for absolute certain, but there are rumours the Chancellor may look to replace stamp duty with a new form of property tax. However, nothing is confirmed as of yet, and it might be a case of buckle up and see what happens on the big day. One thing we do know is that stamp duty in its current form can be a barrier to the smooth flow of property transactions. Not only can it be an enormous sum of money for home movers to put aside for a purchase, but it can also distort the marketplace, as demonstrated last April with a rush of transactions on the lead up to threshold changes and then an immediate lull directly afterwards. We'd definitely be interested in what you've got to say and what you feel could happen next. Drop me a line at studio@propertymark.co.uk.
Propertymark.
So Reach UK are looking to assemble their 2026 cohort. However, let's start at the very beginning, just in case you might not have heard of Reach UK and the programme they run. So Reach UK is powered by Second Century Ventures, which is the strategic arm of the National Association of Realtors, with support from Propertymark and TDS. The aim of the programme is to work with a select number of high potential tech companies that are actively solving some of the biggest challenges faced by the property sector and help accelerate those concepts, ideas and technologies into the marketplace. Right now, registration is open and you can find full details at nar-reach.com/UK.
For more details, check propertymark.co.uk.
As always, great to have you listening. There is no doubt about the fact the end of the year is going to be extremely busy. The Renters' Rights Bill will play high on our agenda, as will the Housing Scotland Bill and Planning and Infrastructure Bill as well. In addition, upcoming Propertymark regional conferences in partnership with Rightmove hit Southampton on the 5th of November and Newcastle on the 13th of November. You can book your place at propertymark.co.uk, and we're back on the 30th of October after the clocks have gone back. Ugh. In the meanwhile, always drop me a line, studio@propertymark.co.uk if you want to get in touch, and I'll catch you in 2 weeks' time. Thanks for listening.